This is your boy Public in the building. I got the XYZ build of Sylvan. This is part number 4 right here. This is versus Xyz. Now, I know Xyz, they're not considered meta to certain players, but at the same time, as a tournament player who goes as tournament players, you gotta expect all types of decks because players will use decks that will catch you off guard. And one of these decks is Xyz. They could, Z-rasu, if his effect goes off, he will shuffle one of your cards back to the deck. And you know what that means, right? It will mess up your stack. Because Sylvans, they can't deal with decks that mess with their stack. Tiramisu, shuffle those 2 cards back to the deck. It messes up your stack. Brotherhood of Five Cardinal, put those 2 cards back to your deck. Messes up your stack. All these decks that messes up your stat is really annoying for silver players. So any deck that has the ability to do that, yeah, I consider that as a threat. And if you guys are like, oh Paul, you're an idiot for thinking that, no. If you're a silver player and you get hit by a card effect that shuffles cards back in your deck, you're in trouble. So even though I'm OTKing this guy, but it was only the fact that he really opened really bad. But it's the fact that how I went about it and try to end the duel really early. Now I could have waited to get information out of him, but I was like, in this case, I know Xyz enough. I played against Xyz enough to know what side deck cards they could side against me. Now the fact of the matter is that I didn't take advantage of my side deck that I had because Psycho Reader. I find this card dead in a lot of matchups because even though yeah, oh yeah, artifacts, they are meta. Oh yeah, artifacts can do this, artifacts can do that. But what the hell if you don't? What happens if you don't fall into artifacts? What happens if you don't run into Lightsworn? What if you don't run into Bujins? Cycle Reader is dead. So towards the end of the video, you guys are gonna see that Cycle Reader will be out of the deck completely because you don't really need it. I mean, I like Skull Mines in there better. Asher does more things. So right here, you should activate debugging my Citricoid, which I found kind of annoying too as well. So I'm thinking also putting the Kree in the deck too as well because you don't really need to rely on your traps. I mean, yeah, Phoenix Windwise does get rid of the Hermitry out your hand, but then again, you have Sylvan Cherry that puts the cards back in the deck, and you just go lone fire. Oh, I got rid of 2 big ass trees that was ruining my hand. So I forced them into Reckless Greed. Now you see right here where I'm forced to Phoenix Windwise the Meteon. He's going to go for Z-rasu. Before he even gets a chance to activate the effect, I had to Phoenix Windblast. Because if he does get the effect off, it messes with my stack. With my stack one, and I lose a card. It's just like you couldn't have that card go off. And right here, you guys see me make a huge mistake because I could have taken advantage of going for more damage because he is under reckless, even though I am getting a plus. So in this situation right here, I go for a Soul Charge, just in case if my field does get wiped, then I'm set and ready. Sage Coils, you even got my field card, and right here, that Curly Bandit really did kind of help me out on recovery. So you'll see GCBs come out, and he's going to assign on the board. I wish I would just attack and did more damage. But at the same time, I kept thinking about number 101, and number 101 really doesn't do much. Only hits out like cards that like tanky monsters. So like Bujin Katsusuchi, tanky monsters. That's monster you want to number 101. Draco Sack, that's monster you want on number 101. Felgrant, if you use the effect on a monster and the user's kind of dumb for it, number 101. But instead, in this type of situation right here, I misread the whole entire situation. So that's what I got punished for it. But towards the end of the day, it didn't really matter because I did have Soul Charge, and I Soul Charging for 4 to get a Fulgurant. Now I should have went for a Dracosat, but it really didn't even matter because again, unless he has a card that could get over, the only top deck he could do was Dark Hole, from what I was reading in my head. I mean, if Zelgigas does come out, then I am in big trouble. So you get something Meltion. Meltion really is not gonna do anything. I put a card on bottom, puts Princess Sprout. You see me do something like really stupid. So put Princess Sprout comes back to the field. And because of I have a Snapdragon already on board, I'm gonna take advantage of that to put Princess Sprout back on top. And right here, I already know his game. I just showing out cards that other ways that I could have just ended the duel right there. So we're going to another match. Alright, so this is game number 1 right here. This is against Koromaru. Now he starts to go off first, and I really, when you see your opponent do an upstart, you don't have any information on that. So, and you guys see how terrible my hand is. So, when I'm forced to do a charity play, it was just terrible. So, Bear's gonna swing at me. I'm gonna take a little damage, but it really didn't matter because the tanky doesn't really hurt me that much. I mean, my hand is not like dead, but it's playable. So you guys see him pop the Mount Savannah and not try to go for the back row because they already knew what cards I had in my hand already. So I'm gonna go for the Lone Fire play, Hermitry, see if I sack my sorry about that. See if I can sack my opponent. You get activate not Royal Tribute, but Torrential Tribute. And this is another thing I gotta say. Why do you players do not read this card? Sylvan Blessing makes the monster unaffected by card effects. Don't have me start saying, "Oh, we got a blessing moment." I mean, the swallow moment is funny as hell. Don't get me wrong, but a blessing moment, that -1 is too good. Too good. So I'm gonna put 2 cards back on top, and taking the risk of attacking was kind of greedy out of me, but it really didn't matter because Koromaru, they can't fight with 1 card out of their hand. They can't, and they're in top decking mode. They're really in deep trouble. So since I already knew I'm gonna get back my card Bandit, I'll just see if I can try to get more cards out of the good. So I snap dragging back the Princess Sprout back onto the field for board presence because I don't know if he plays I don't know what kind of monsters he play. So I grab a Soul Charge. I get back my Lone Fire. I get back. Well, I excavated 2 Sage Coils, so I'm gonna get back my Charity and Mount Savannah and Lone Fire off from 1 Curve Bandit. Plus 3. So he's gonna Reckless, he's gonna upstart, give me life points for free, and he scooped immediately. Now he had Bombers, but either way, whatever monster he bombers is just gonna get aided up. I'm just gonna eat up the back row and just Mount Savannah and pop either one of those monsters, and he'll be in really bad trouble. So that's why he lost that one. So in this match right here, you guys will find that I really didn't have any cards that I hindered the in this type of matchup, but I did side at MSTs in because tanky and MST are a thing. Now you guys can see me in a really bad pickle right here. I'm drawn to a second Hermitry, and this is why you play Archfiend's Oath. See if you get. It does increase the sack factor. So after it's Sylvan Charity, I got Sylvan Charity. So see what I could do from here, and either way, it couldn't save me. So you see Guardian Negate, and he already has Soul Drain on the field. And right here, I didn't know that he had another Umera Knight in the hand already. So he Umera Knights for 2 monsters. He's gonna get back his diamond core, and right here, I'm in a really bad spot. Soul Charge is dead. Soul Drain's on the board, so I can't even get to play Yu-Gi-Oh at all. And I see why going first players are getting punished. They are getting punished because Soul Charge is a really stupid card. You have so many decks that could abuse these turn 1 plays. And the fact that Konami has to change the game mechanics to make sure the game becomes better and fair on going second players, it makes sense. Now we're going into game 3. Alright, so I'm not going against, but game 3 I kept in the MST due to the fact that I seeing how badly I lost due to Soul Drain. So even though MST was the only card I'm getting, but you're seeing me get a lot of pluses off this one Curry Bandit. Put Charity back on top, put Lone Fire Blossom, put it on the board. Now I'm thinking about playing Waboku again, cause seeing how I was forced into a corner, I was thinking about playing Waboku again or side in Swift Scarecrow. So you see him blind MST my Sylvan's Blessing, which is kind of annoying. So I'm gonna go for the Hermitry, Charity, Archfiend's Oath, get my Sage Core back to my hand, so that I don't draw into the same card over and over. So drop the Sage Core right here, and I'm gonna try to do, now in this type of play right here, I was gonna do a big push damage on this one because I don't know if he does play Soul Charge or not, but since I do have field control already, yeah, I have to take advantage of this. And again, Phil Grant with back row is just absolutely stupid. It's absolutely stupid, and that is why going first is going to get nerfed. I see the reason why. The game is starting to get really stupid on turn 1 plays. So this is your boy Public out. Nope, never mind. I need to show you guys the updated deck. Alright, so this is the updated deck list. So remember last time you guys saw Copy Plant and Church Sprout. You see those guys completely gone, and you see these guys being replaced by 2 Princess Sprouts. The side deck is still being worked on. I put more back row destruction because that's what hurts his deck a lot, is the back row. I mean, Banisher Radiance, I mean, you have Flower Knight that could beat over it. I'm thinking about putting Leaf Blader back into the deck, or at least in the side deck or something, so that I have some type of beater that could just run over the Banisher. So I have Double Skull Meisner to keep artifacts and hands in check. And also too, it's a beater for Banisher Radiance, so I can side that in as well. Rose Archer, I'm thinking about taking these guys out and replace it for more cards that can actually be more beneficial for the format, because if you Rose Archer Sanction, you're going to neg 1. So I don't know. I'm thinking about taking her out. Triple MST in the sideboard. You don't really need main deck MST because this artifacts are around and you don't really need it. Trap Trip, Trap Hole Nightmare. I'm keeping that too. It may get cut too as well. Full House, I'm keeping this in. I don't care what no one says. It's everywhere we go, everywhere we go. So pretty much you could just Mount Savannah, excavate, get the card, whatever, and then just Full House the whole entire board and be in an advantage where you could just go Sagittarius, add back Mount Savannah right back, and just put your opponent in a really nasty situation. So 2 Trap Stuns and Double Decree. I do not want to deal with back row. I hate back row. That's something that Sylvan players cannot deal with. Back row. Soul Drain whooped my ass during that game too. Now the XYZ wise, I might try to fit in a Diamond Dire Wolf because I could make level 4 plays And I might drop the volleyball chain because I'm not playing Dragon Rules anymore in this build. So there'll be more changes along the way. You don't forget, guys, there's gonna be 10 parts of this Sylvan XYZ thing. So this is your boy Paul Blake out. Like, comment, and subscribe, and another video will be coming up very soon. Ciao.